Thank you so much for hiring me. You will not be disappointed, I promise. All right, so why don't we get started? I will take a look at your schedule for tomorrow, yeah? Yeah, okay. Uh, oh, let's see, 9:30, you have a meeting with your board of directors, and then 10 a.m., a call with the suppliers. You know that's not going to work, right? Well, because right now your board president has been beefing with the vice president, and whatever one suggests, the other is going to immediately contradict and argue with. So that meeting is going to run at least an hour. It's going to feel like it's at least three, but it's going to run at least an hour. Hmm? Oh, well, I know because I'm a secretary, and that's what we do, don't we? I am a very good secretary. A wicked good, even. But that's okay. You know what? I'm here now, and I will handle the call with your suppliers. Then after that, you had a 2-hour free time scheduled, and beyond that, you have lunch with your mother. I'm going to reschedule that for you. Well, because you don't really want to. I mean, I know you love your mother and all, right? But come on, you don't want to spend your lunch with her. The only reason you even have her on your schedule is because your guardian angel snuck it in when you weren't looking. Don't worry. I'll send your mother some flowers and schedule for the weekend. That way your father will be home and you'll have that buffer so you don't have to have a one-on-one conversation where she asks you who you're dating and when you're going to bring her grandchildren and all that. Go back to what part? The rescheduling or the Oh. Oh yeah, the guardian angel. Yeah, don't worry about that. That's just strictly routine. You know, ever since your little accident, when your heart stopped for over a minute, I don't mind telling you, a bunch of us thought we had you there, but then they brought you back. A lot of times when something like that happens, we all tend to take a closer look. The angels, the demons. And that's how I came to be here, actually. You got yourself a little guardian angel who likes to keep hidden. She's here. You just can't see her. Her name's Maeve. Go ahead, say hi to Maeve. Hi, Maeve. I'm just having a little conversation with your ward here. You don't mind, do you? Yeah, you do. But there's not anything you can do about it. So, uh, she absolutely minds. Anyway, boss, Maeve was assigned to keep an eye on you just for a little while? Give you a little nudge to take a second look before you cross the street when a car is coming, or like a little sense of foreboding before you go hiking in the woods right into a mother bear with some cubs on the other side of your path. Stuff like that. Just running interference a little while so you don't have to get saved right to be sent back just afterwards. It's anyway, Maeve uh may have taken a little bit of an interest in you, though she won't admit it. Will you, Maeve? You see, Maeve has been doing a little more than just running interference. Maeve is the one who put a lunch meeting with your mother on the schedule. Maeve is also the one who's been giving you little nudges, like encouraging you to take the stairs instead of the elevator. Maeve is the reason you ordered soda last night with your dinner and got water instead. And frankly, she knew that you would be too polite to pester a busy waiter for it, so. In short, Maeve has been overstepping. It's one thing to have an angel watching over you. It's another thing to have an angel influencing you. That interferes with the whole free will thing. I mean, yes, humans are influenced all the time, but by other humans, right? That's different than having an angel. I mean, you can really actually put thoughts into your head and use her abilities to guide you toward being good. That's where I come in, to act as a sort of counterbalance. I'm here to make sure that she doesn't overstep and to give a little pushback when she tries to influence you. But unlike Maeve, I don't like to be sneaky about things. I know we have that reputation. My kind. There's been a whole propaganda campaign against my kind perpetuated by humans for eons. People who don't want to take accountability for their own actions. The number of times I've heard people say the devil made me do it, or there's a devil on my shoulder, I was possessed. It's just, I've personally been accused of influencing people. I'm just like, girl, we don't even know each other like that. I don't give a rat's ass what you do. I don't need to influence any humans. I mean, come on. Have you met you guys? You're doing well enough to give temptation to each other on your own. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm not talking about you personally, right? I'm just venting. You don't do that. I like you. You're a good one. And, the morally neutral sort of way. Hopefully. Where was I? Okay, yeah. So I'm here as a counterbalance to Maeve's influence. And so I apply to be your secretary. Yeah. Uh, I don't like to go sneaking around and being your secretary, that lets me have boots on the ground and observe without being an influence. Though, not being influenced doesn't mean that my demonic nature won't benefit you. Demons make excellent secretaries. Oh, yeah, are you kidding? Of course. I mean, for one, bureaucracy is our whole thing. I mean, that is straight out of our department. And, like, who do you think invented manila envelopes are sharp enough to slice a finger off of and filling out forms in triplicate? Uh, all the best office nightmares came from my side of the spiritual spectrum. Oh, you know what? You know that horrible sound that old fax machines used to make? That was yours truly. I was very proud of that. Unfortunately, email came along far too soon. What can you do? Anyway, the way it will work in the practical sense. Nights and weekends, I will be staying with you at your place. I don't sleep, so I won't need a guest room, but I'm going to take the guest room anyway, just to make a point to Maeve. Sort of a physical indication that I am there taking up space and living there. Exactly, staking my claim. Well, I mean, I'm not, no, I'm not claiming. I mean, that would interfere with free will, and I have not. Anyway, the point. During the day, I will be your actual secretary and do all the usual secretarial things. You know, take calls from people you don't want to talk to, read contracts before you sign them. Oh, I know. Yeah, that's usually a lawyer's job, but trust me. Oh, they have got nothing on me when it comes to contracts. And also, we'll debrief at the end of the day just to make sure we're all on the same page, like we're doing now. Okay, so continuing the debrief about today. You started with a meeting today that ran about 40 minutes long because you are too polite to end a call. So, I will be helping with that in the future. You skipped lunch, which was noticed by both of us. So you'll be hearing about that from both ends today, but at least from me, it will be quicker and more direct. Maeve will just try to influence you. Suddenly, you'll be getting ads all over the place in the middle of your work talking about the importance of eating right throughout the day. Ugh, gag. And then after lunch, when you finally had a moment to slow down, I noticed you stopped for just a minute. You were thinking about the accident. I noticed that. So did Maeve. I I prevented Maeve from sending you a little wave of peace and calm. I know that it would have felt better in the moment, but I think it was really important that you experience it a little. You need to be able to have that feeling. You need to be able to get through it. Coping is a muscle. We have to exercise it. You don't have to challenge yourself with overwhelming thoughts, overwhelming weights, and heavy burdens just because there's a marathon to be run doesn't mean you have to take it all at once. Build up to it. But you do have to start training little by little and getting stronger. Maeve, she just wanted to protect you from those feelings, and she's not wrong to want to do it, but she's also not right either. She wants you to be comfortable. Personally, I want you to be healed. And I think she's underestimating what you can carry. You've always been stronger than you know. It's why you're still alive. Anyway, getting back to your schedule, uh, you have a dentist appointment in the afternoon tomorrow. I will return the email from your colleague who wants to talk about the upcoming project. He's emailed you twice today within 2 hours of each other, and his second email was testy. I didn't like that very much for you. So, he can speak to me. Should be entertaining to see him try to give me the same attitude. What? I will be professional. I will be perfectly professional. I'm always professional. Because I tell you what, it's more fun to make a person deeply, deeply uncomfortable when you're being perfectly polite and strictly professional. Okay, so that wasn't funny to you. Look, I can see how this would be a lot to take in. You had your near death experience and it already freaks you out. Now you've got a guardian angel silently and invisibly influencing your life and a demon filling out your paperwork, and you're stuck in the middle of some subtle spiritual tug of war that you never signed up for. I get that. But this is one of my, you know, sorry, not sorry moments. I think you deserved to know. I think you deserve free will. You hear that, right, Maeve? Free will? That's coming from your side. Like humans get to have that. You remember that, right? Anyway, getting back to your schedule. We have oh, okay. Last thing I have for you tomorrow. You have the evening free. I've left everything unscheduled for reasons. And I'll explain personally if you ask nicely. Or else we can see what tomorrow night turns into. But that's it for now. You enjoy the rest of your day. I'll be right here if you need me. Hey there, Cupcakes. Thank you all so much for being here at the end of the story. I appreciate that about you. And if you like this character, I think there's going to be more of her. I like her, and I can see a lot of amusing, like one-offs to come out of the idea a of a demonic secretary who's running interference for the things that you don't like to do during the day, and just calling them flat out things you don't like to do during the day. Just dispensing with the niceties. I think she will be over on Patreon for a spicy audio. That shows some possibility. But anyway, oh, you know what? Quick little anecdote again. Uh, The other day, when I made my outro, I talked about how I managed to tweak the parameters of my model so that she more closely follows my face, my features and my expressions. I realized as I was editing what the problem with that is. I don't make eye contact. Like, not a lot, not often, and it's one thing it's one thing when I'm reading my script and the script is right above where I keep my camera, and so it kinda looks like I'm looking straight ahead, but, when I'm just speaking naturally, I don't make a lot of eye contact, so it doesn't occur to me to look at the camera, and, I'm sure I'm sure few of you would be surprised that I am on the spectrum, just by nature of what I do. But I didn't quite get a hint about it until I am also a mother, and when my kid was in preschool, uh, the teachers immediately clocked that that my child was on the spectrum and brought in an autism specialist, and that autism specialist came to my home to ask some questions, get a better read on my kid, and also talk to me about it. And the autism specialist asked me about my child. What percentage of the time do you suppose they make appropriate eye contact? When I tell you, I felt like I had just gotten a pop quiz on a class I'd never even taken. I had no idea what she was talking about. I was like, what is appropriate eye contact? I'm not making eye contact in order to know what percentage of the time you should be making eye contact and what is appropriate. I mean, are we talking I have no idea. I am originally from New York City, right? So you're taught very young that you do not make eye contact with people that, if you're out on the street in New York City and you're making eye contact with people, somebody's going to try to push a flyer in your hand or somebody's going to try to start up a conversation with you that you probably don't want to have, and it's just you don't make eye contact. It didn't even occur to me that once you come in off the street, it's okay to make eye contact with your friends and family. I just never did. So that was my first hint. um. Oh, you know what? Thanks. I've got the usual thank yous for my newest patrons. There's Zareth Cedarwood and Levi Green. I also wanted to do something a little bit different today. I want to, I'm always behind on my comments, and I want to thank everybody. And obviously, there's so many more of you than there are of me that I can't. But there are a few that I would like to respond to. Uh, and I think I'll probably do this going forward if I can get them done quickly enough. John McGowan had said a few things. Her cake is her bond, in reference to the fairy story the other day. I like that. The cake is her bond. The cake is also a lie, though. So, does that mean that Faye can't play Portal? We'll see. Anyway, also, that's why John McGowan said, that's why it's not easy being green or seeing green. I can get there. It was punny at the time. I've spent way too many minutes, way too much time on that audio coming up with nature-based colors. There was number one rule from Blind Luck: never accept gifts from Faye, but we'll make an exception for this one. Thanks for the audio dream thing. Also, just tilt the mirror, just tilt the mirror. It'll balance everything out. That was in reference to my last my last outro when I was talking about this past week. I was looking in the mirror, I couldn't figure out if my earlobes were uneven, and then I realized my head was slightly tilted. I had just a moment there. It was a moment, and let's see who else. Oh, Jaden Bell says Oh, sorry, it tasted like a brownie, hard to resist. I see what you did there. Ah, I see what you did there. Um, and Stepheness List said, "I thought this was funnel cake. Sorry." You know what? You have to be especially careful of the carny pixies, the carny fae. Those are the worst. And anyway, thank you very much for all of your comments, your shares, your likes, your subscriptions, your membership, all of that stuff helps me so much, and I I appreciate you. I will be responding more often to some of the comments and some of the comments on my videos, so that you know that I'm checking in on you, even if I don't always have time to respond the way to everyone the way I would like to. But in the meantime, I hope that you will all be as good to yourselves as you are to me, and I will talk to you again soon. And I'll try to remember to make eye contact. Talk to you soon.